So, yeah, Steven, we finished our first video. What do you want to do now?
I think we should do the lunge.
The lunge, huh?
Yeah, I think we should do the lunge.
And when do you want to do this lunge video?
Now?
Now? Okay.
Lunge that!
What took you so long, huh?
I don't know.
Hey guys, how's it going? We are here once again. I'm John, and this is...
Hey guys, I'm Steven. I'm here with Hyperactive Monkey Fitness.
That's me, and we are located in Baton Rouge European Martial Arts, Santa Clara. Now today we are talking about the lunge. After all those shenanigans that you saw earlier, we're actually going to get a little bit more serious as to why we're making this video. Now with the lunge, we are going to be talking specifically how it correlates to sword fighting. Let's have Steven discuss with you guys about what a martial lunge looks like in sword fighting.
Thanks, John. We've all been walking our whole lives. The lunge is just an explosive movement of walking. When we do the lunge, we are using our whole body, our legs, our feet, our core, our glutes, everything. But let's look at how we create this action. From our sword fighting position, I can either be back weighted, I can be center weighted, or I can be lead foot weighted. We're going to practice the lunge today from the lead foot. We can break the foot into 5 separate pieces. We have the toes of the foot, we have the heel of the foot, we could be on the inside of the foot, the middle of the foot, or the outside of the foot. Understanding these 5 pieces allows me to manipulate my balance to give me the greatest ability for movement, the greatest amount of stability, and the ability to move again. When we take our guard position, front weighted, in order to perform the lunge, we will lift the toes of our lead foot. This shifts the weight to the heel of the lead foot. On my back foot, I'm going to bring my knee in slightly, and this shifts the weight to the inside ball of my back foot. This is what I am going to push off of to perform my lunge. Because I've lifted up my toes of my lead foot, shifting my weight, I can then move this foot forward without rocking my body. When I land on my heel, bringing my toes down, keeping my foreleg at a 90-degree angle. This is my support. Now that I'm in this lunge position, I want the weight on my lead foot to the outside of my lead foot and the ball of it. If my weight is to the inside ball of my lead foot, it wants to pull me off balance to the inside. This gives us this classic position here, which in the 16th century was called Guardia Extraordinaria, or the extraordinary guard, which just means it's an extraordinarily long position that I can fence from. Now that we've hit this position, we need to get out of here. And once we get out of this position and we recover, that's going to allow us to bring John in to talk about the fitness lunge. John?
And now we're back to me. Yay! The fitness lunge. So as Steven was talking about with the martial lunge, right, it's a very specific type of movement. And every time that you work on any activity, any sport, any athletic endeavor, whenever you work with a specific movement, you tend to imbalance your body to make that movement work. Now that's good for the art itself or the athletic endeavor itself, but it tends to make our bodies a little bit wonky. So in order to counter that, what we do is we focus on basic movement patterns and basic loading to strengthen the muscles and the joints that we're using in those activities so that we can continue doing it. So I'm gonna show you right now a basic lunge, right? So a basic lunge in a fitness sense starts off with an athletic stance. You notice this is a 2-point stance. I got my 2 feet posted on the ground. I'm gonna go look sideways right now. Then we're gonna move into what's called a staggered stance. A staggered stance has you opening up your gait, one leg in front of the other, okay? Once you open your gait and you get your one leg in front of the other, you notice that you have to counterbalance and stabilize your core in order to stay upright and have your spine erected. As you get deeper into the lunge, you bend back, okay? I'm going all the way down with my knees to the floor right now, just to kind of showcase. What we try to do is create some 90-degree angles with our knees and our hips and spine. Right? You should have enough strength to drive up. Now in order to create that strength, what you need to do is open up your lead hip. So if I turn in front, you're going to open up that lead hip to allow space, and you're going to close up your rear hip to allow you to create some force in the back leg. It allows you to go up and down in movement, just like this. Right? And now, back to Steaphen.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. Watch for our next video next month, where we are talking about the sword cuts again. And once we talk about the cuts themselves, John is going to be talking about what muscles in the upper body are being used and how best to exercise those muscles to give you the strongest yet most controlled strikes available to you.
Wow, I can say that better myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys next week or next month.
See ya.